Hi yogis, my name is Emily Henderson and this class is a yoga class for weight loss. And the main focus of this class is stabilizing muscles. Oftentimes we see people with like six packs and we want those abs, but really it's the stabilizing abs and core work that's underneath that need a lot of the attention so that we can really find strength. And then when we start doing harder yoga poses, everything becomes a lot easier and more aligned so we avoid injury as well. So we'll start lying on our backs today, scooting forward so that the head has something to lie down on. And connecting into your breath. You can keep the feet bent or the knees bent, feet on the floor. You can extend the legs out long, whatever feels comfortable. We'll place one hand on the belly and one hand on the heart. Breathing into the stomach and then the chest. And as you exhale, releasing the chest and stomach. Breathing in again. And exhale, release. Continuing this breath on your own, a few rounds. If it feels accessible, you can breathe in and out of the nose. We typically do that in yoga. It's a little more calming for the body. But if you're stuffed up or anything, feel free to breathe in and out of the mouth. Taking one more breath here, inhaling deeply. And exhale, maybe sigh it out. Bending the knees, placing both feet on the ground. We'll bring the arms out into a T, letting the knees fall over to the left. Coming into a twist, we'll look towards the right hand. Noticing how the breath feels here versus when you were lying flat on your back. Throughout the practice, we'll use the breath to calm down the body so that we can feel calm even when there's effort and when we're finding a little bit of a burn. On your next inhale, bringing the knees through center and then releasing the knees over to the right. Looking towards the left hand if that feels okay in the neck, but always the option to look towards the ceiling if that feels better. Again, focusing on the inhales and the exhales. The mind is kind of all over the place. Something I like to do is count my inhale and exhale, maybe starting with 2 counts in, 2 counts out, and maybe adding on to 3 and 4. On your next inhale, bring the knees through center, and we'll bring the knees so that the shins are parallel with the ground. Arms will come by the sides for a moment because I want you to feel that you're pulling the core towards the spine. Sometimes when we lift the knees up, the belly will kind of like bubble up, but we're really trying to pull the core towards the spine. Roll the shoulders down the back and then bring the hands out to the sides, palms facing down this time. As we exhale, we'll drop the knees over to the right, but we're not going to touch the ground. We're almost going to, and then inhale back through center. Exhale, knees over to the left, and inhale back through center. Dropping the knees over to the right. Inhaling through center, dropping the knees over to the left, and inhaling through center. Exhale as you lower, inhale to center, and exhale as you lower, almost touching the ground, and inhale through center. 5 more times together. Exhale as you lower, inhale back to center, exhale lowering, inhale back to center. Exhale, inhale, remembering to pull the stomach towards the spine to engage the core. Exhale as you lower, inhale as you open. Exhale and inhale. Exhale, drop the knees and inhale back to center. One more time, each side. Exhale to the left, inhale back to center. Exhale to the right and inhale back to center. Keeping the knees where they are, and then the arms can come down by the sides or stay out to the side, whatever feels best. We want to make sure that the knees are right above the hips here. So sometimes we'll bring the knees a little closer, a little further away. So we're trying to stay at 90-degree angle. Slowly we'll tap the right foot down towards the ground And then inhale it back to center. Exhale, slowly tapping the left foot down and inhaling back to center. Exhale, right foot down and inhaling back. Exhaling, left foot down and inhaling back. Again, pulling the core towards the spine, pushing the lower back into the ground as we release the right foot down and inhale it back up. And exhale, lower the left, bringing it back up. Exhale, lower the right. Inhale, bringing it up. And exhale, lowering the left. Inhale, bringing it up. One more time, lowering the right. And inhale it back up. And exhale, lowering the left. And bringing it back up. Hugging the knees into the chest and rocking side to side. Doesn't take a ton of effort to really get into those stabilizing core muscles. That felt like a lot, it did for me too, so that's totally normal. We'll roll forward and back along the length of the spine to make our way up to a comfortable seated position. And then we'll come to hands and knees pose. Spreading the fingers really wide. Knees are right below the hips. As we inhale, we'll drop the belly and we'll hold here for 2 breaths. We really want to stretch into the stomach since it just did a lot of work. So holding here and listening to the breath, extending the heart, but the shoulders release away from the ears. Inhaling. And as you exhale, rounding the spine, pushing through the hands and knees, coming into cat pose. Inhale, opening the heart, coming into cow. And exhale, rounding the back, coming into cat pose. Inhale, opening the heart again. And exhale, rounding the spine, coming into cat. Coming back to tabletop, we'll raise the right arm up as we twist the body open. As we exhale, we'll place the right hand between the left hand and the left knee, placing the right side of the face onto the ground. The left hand can stay by the face, or it can extend the fingers forward, or you can even bring the hand behind the back towards that right thigh. Whatever feels best in your body, you're still going to get the stretch wherever you are. Breathing into the space between the shoulder blades and allowing the body to relax for a moment, letting the belly hang here. Placing the left hand down beside the face, we'll open back up, reaching through the right arm towards the ceiling. And then placing the right hand down. Switching sides, we'll raise the left hand up now. And as you exhale, releasing the hand between the right hand now and the right thigh and placing the left side of the face down. Again, the hand can stay by the face, can extend the arm forward, or it can come behind the back, wrapping around that left thigh. Inhaling and exhaling. Placing the right hand down beside the face, we'll push through the right hand and make our way opening to the left. Placing the left hand down, tucking the toes under, and arriving in downward facing dog. Pedaling the feet out, finding length here. And we'll be here for 5 breaths. So pedaling it out for a moment and then finding stillness. Engaging the core and bending the knees as much as you need so that the spine is long. Oftentimes we think we need to get the heels towards the mat, but if we do that and we compromise the spine, then we're really not getting the right stretch. So lengthening the spine, bending the knees, and then maybe the legs will eventually straighten. One more breath here, inhaling and exhaling. On your next inhale, we'll come forward to plank pose. If you need to step the feet back at all or make any adjustments, feel free. We'll reach the feet towards the heels towards the back of the mat, pushing through the hands so that we're slightly rounding and pushing through the shoulder blades, and the head is looking down instead of forward so that the neck is an extension of the spine. Gentle bend in the elbows here so that we're not locking out the joints. Inhaling here, and exhale, downward facing dog. Pedaling out the feet. And repeating that again, inhaling to plank. And taking 2 breaths here. Inhaling again. And exhale, downward facing dog. One last time, inhale, coming forward. using the breath to calm the body. Maybe there's a little bit of shaking in the core or the arms. You can always place the knees down if you'd like to. Inhaling and exhale, downward facing dog. Walking the feet towards the top of the mat, coming towards a forward fold here. Pretty deep bend of the knees to start so that we're releasing the lower back. The arms can hang, or you can place the hands on the shins, wherever you feel best. Inhale, we'll come into a halfway lift. So we're making almost like a 7 with the body. We're engaging that core we just worked so that we're supporting the lower back. Again, we're looking down so that the neck is an extension of the spine. Inhaling here, and exhale, release. This time as you inhale, lengthening up, but the arms come out to the sides, palms facing down. So we're really gonna feel this up in the back of the legs. If it's too much, bend the knees a little bit more to lighten that up. And if you're feeling really open, you can't even extend the legs, but try to not lock out the knees. Inhaling here, and exhale, release. Inhaling into one last halfway lift. You can have the hands down, the arms can come out to the sides, or you can even extend the arms out in front of you. If you get out in front and it's too much, again, bring the hands out to the side. You have options here. We're focusing more on alignment versus what this looks like. Inhaling here, and exhale, release. Bending through the knees, inhale, raising the arms up, looking towards the hands, and then hands come to heart center. Inhale, raising the arms again. And then swan dive, forward fold, releasing the backs of the legs as you exhale. Inhale, halfway lift here. And exhale, placing the hands down, we'll step back to plank pose. Arriving in plank, and we're going to lower down in 10 seconds. So moving here, we're gonna pull the elbows in. Oftentimes when we do push-ups, we let the elbows come out, but we're gonna pull the elbows in and slowly, as slow as you can, engaging the core. Again, you can drop the knees if you need. Slowly releasing all the way down onto the ground. If you'd like to scoot back so that the head has something to rest on, feel free. So resting the head down and just kind of shaking your hips side to side so that the lower back can release. And then the toes will come to touch. We'll push through the tops of the feet, raising the knees and coming into cobra. So we're opening the heart, rolling the shoulders away from the ears and lengthening. And then exhale, release. Inhale again, lengthening. With or without the hands, we're really focusing on the strength of the lower back. And exhale, release. This time we're gonna goal post the arms so the hands come off the mat, palms are facing down. We're going to raise the torso off the ground and then raise the feet just an inch. Oftentimes we think we wanna raise up really high, but actually we'll engage the core so that the lower back is supported, and we'll be here for 10 breaths. You can always release down and come back if you need, but again, looking down instead of out so that the back of the neck is long. Shoulders release away from the ears. We engage the core to support the lower back. The thighs are engaged, so we're supporting the knees, and the toes are pointing towards the back wall. One more inhale here. And exhale, release down. Placing the hands under the shoulders and coming to child's pose. So opening the knees wide, sitting the hips low, the forehead meets the mat. We'll take 3 deep breaths here, inhaling through the nose. And exhale, sighing it out. Inhaling. And exhaling. Last time, inhaling deeply. And exhale, release. Slowly coming back to downward facing dog. Pedaling the feet out, bending into one knee and then the other. And then we'll raise the right arm up and towards the back ankle. You can place the fingertips on the floor. You can reach towards that right thigh, the shin, or even the ankle. This is a really nice strengthening exercise for that left shoulder, engaging the core still so that we're supporting the back. You can look under that left armpit if that feels okay, but always option to look down. then switching sides, placing the right hand down, and then bringing that left hand back towards the back of the mat, maybe the thigh, the shin, or the ankle, and looking under that right armpit or looking down at the mat. Making sure to push through the toe ball mound of your feet so that we're not letting the heels roll out to the sides. Placing the hands down, and we'll arrive back in child's pose, sitting the hips low, letting the self completely relax. Slowly sitting up, and then we'll shift the hips to either side and we'll come onto our backs to focus on some bridge poses. So again, scooting back so you have something to lay down on. And then we'll bring the feet so that we're almost able to touch them with the fingers. If they don't touch, that's fine, but we just want the feet to be close in, and make sure that the feet are hips width apart, and as well as the knees. Hands will come down and we'll push through the hands and feet to raise the hips off the ground on our inhale. See if you can relax that neck as much as possible, relaxing the throat and the jaw. We hold a lot of tension in our face, but it's not helping anything. One more breath here. Inhale, really lengthening through the chest. Then exhale, releasing down. We'll repeat that again. Inhale, raising the hips high. This time, feel as though you're energetically pulling your heels towards your shoulders to really fire up those hamstrings. Inhaling. And exhale, releasing down. This time, as we inhale, we'll raise the hips up and then we'll reach that right heel towards the ceiling. Oftentimes, this right hip wants to sink down because it's hard to hold it up, but engage the core, reach the hips so that the hips are even and both of them are reaching towards the ceiling. Exhale, lower the hips down without touching the ground, and then inhale, raising them back up. Exhale, release the hips down. Inhale, back up. Exhale, hovering the hips. Inhale, back up, and then placing that right foot down. And before you put the hips down, we'll do the other side. So raising the left leg up again, pushing that left hip high to meet the right. On your exhale, release the hips down. Inhale, pushing the hips high. Exhale, hovering the hips. Inhale, lengthening. Exhale, hovering the hips, really kicking that left foot towards the ceiling. Placing the left foot down. And slowly release all the way down, walking the feet out to the edges of the mat, and then just windshield wipering the knees side to side. And when we engage the core, engage and strengthen the core, we're also supporting the lower back. So we're strengthening the hips, the lower back, the hamstrings, because all of it's kind of a girdle for the stomach and supporting the spine. Bending the knees into the chest, rocking side to side. We'll release into a supine twist. So we'll extend the left leg long. We'll keep the right leg bent in. Making some circles with that right hip. You can kind of use the hand on the knee like a lever and reverse those circles. Taking the left hand outside of the right knee. We'll pull it across the chest. The right arm comes out to the side. You can look towards the right hand if you'd like, or again towards the ceiling if that's more comfortable. Really let the breath go. Taking a moment to be proud of the work that you've done here. Recognizing that you got yourself here, that you do have that discipline. And that force comes from within. Slowly on your inhale, unraveling, straightening both legs, shaking the legs out a little bit, and then bending the left knee towards the chest, pulling the knee towards the left shoulder, then bringing the left hand onto the knee and making some circles with the leg. And then reversing those circles. Pulling the left knee across the chest with the right hand. The left arm will extend out to the side, palm facing the ceiling. Maybe closing the eyes, allowing the breath to continuously slow down. On your next inhale, coming up through center, placing the feet down on the ground, and we'll roll over onto either side and make our way up to any comfortable seated position. Finding that seat and closing the eyes, letting the hands rest wherever they're comfortable, maybe on the knees or in the lap. Take a moment to repeat this to yourself. I am strong. I am as powerful as I think I am. I recognize that the true power and beauty comes from within. And I did this. Bringing your hands to heart center. Always know that the light and love within me is so honored to witness the vibrant and unique light within each of you. Namaste.